Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about the laws of relative dating. Let's talk about what relative dating and what absolute dating is first. Right now, we're talking about relative dating, but we will eventually talk more about absolute dating. So, relative dating is just dating rock layers or figuring out how old rock layers are based on just younger versus older instead of actual numbers. And absolute dating is dating in actual numbers. For instance, finding out that this particular rock layer is 495 million years old and this one is 455 million years old and so on. So absolute dating is numbers and relative dating is younger versus older. Okay. So let's write that down in our notes. Index fossils, a fossil that is used for dating and correlating rock layers. Two types of rock layer dating is relative dating and absolute dating. Pause this video and write this down. So let's talk about the laws that we use to figure out how old rock layers are and how old the things that we find in rock layers are. So, the first law is the law of superposition, which means that the younger rocks are always going to be on the top and the older rocks are always going to be on the bottom. This is because rock layers form from sedimentary rocks or sediments building up in the ocean and then forming these layers, right? So the very bottom layer must have formed first, so it's older, and the very top layer must have formed last. That's why it's younger. So that's how we know if I see A, B, C, and D, I know D must be the oldest layer, and then C must be the next oldest, and then B must be the next oldest, and then A must be the youngest. Same with these fossils. Okay, let's write our first law down in our notes. Relative dating, the law is superposition. Superposition means younger layers are on the top and older layers on the bottom. Pause this video. Okay, so think about this. Pause this video, talk to a friend. Which happened first? The sedimentary rock layers or the magma going up? So, which one happened first in this picture? Did these layers, the rock layers, form first, or did the magma flow up these rocks first? Pause this video and think about it. So, the answer is the rock layers must have formed first, and then the magma must have gone through these rock layers. And that's our second law, the law of cross-cutting relationships. Any feature that cuts across a rock or a layer of sediments is younger than the rock layer or layer it cuts. If you have rock layers and anything that cuts through those rock layers will be younger than the rock layers itself. So we call this a lot of times an intrusion, and it happens with igneous rocks. Remember, igneous rocks form when magma cools down and solidifies. And what happens a lot of the times is magma does run through or cut through sedimentary rock layers like this picture, and then that magma cools down and solidifies to form igneous rocks. And that's why we call these igneous rock intrusions. And these intrusions are always younger than the sedimentary rocks that they cut through. This is an example of an igneous rock intrusion in a real rock. And you can see the rock layers in the sedimentary rock, and you can see the igneous intrusion or the magma going through and solidifying. And like a stain on clothing or writing on a drawing, if something is cutting across the other layers, it's younger. And what do you think happened first? Number one, the fault. Remember, the crack in the rock layers or the formation of the rock layers themselves. Pause this video, talk to a friend. Okay, so the answer is the rock layers formed first and then the fault or crack happened. So this is a typo. Intrusions and faults are younger than the rock layers they cut across. So the rock layers have to form first for them to break, right? So that's why faults or igneous intrusions are always younger than the rock layers themselves. So pause this video, write this down in your notes. This is our second law, cross-cutting relationships. Igneous intrusions and faults are younger than the layers they cut across. Okay, so let's see. Pause this video, talk to a friend. Did the igneous rocks get there first, right here? Or did the sedimentary rock layers form first? So I have a bunch of sedimentary rock layers, as you can see. Granite is actually an igneous rock, and these are inclusions, meaning bits of this granite is actually included or got stuck in these sedimentary rock. So did these inclusions or rock fragments of granite, are they older? Did they get there first, or did the sedimentary rock layers form first? Pause this video. So the answer is the sedimentary rock layers, the igneous rock inclusions are actually older than the sedimentary rock layers that they are contained in. This is a law of inclusions. Rocks that are contained within the layers are older than the layers. Why? Well, this granite must have broken off first, and then sediments or small rock fragments start to build up on top of it and then created those layers. That's why the igneous rock fragments or inclusions must have been there first, and then they started getting surrounded or buried in sedimentary layers. So let's write down our next law, the law of inclusion. Rocks that are contained within layers will be older than the layers themselves. The rocks must have been there first, and then the layers formed on top. Pause this video. Okay, our last law, the law of original horizontality. This law says that rock layers were originally deposited flat. If they're not flat, then there was crustal movement, meaning when the sedimentary rocks started building up or forming, they were originally deposited in layers like this. And if rock layers are found not in layers, kind of wavy, that means that plate tectonic movement must have happened, kind of like convergent boundaries, divergent boundaries, or transform boundaries. The plate must have moved if that didn't happen. But originally, all sedimentary rock layers are horizontal. Law of original horizontality. Let's write that down. Pause this video. The law of original horizontality. Rock layers are originally deposited flat. So these are our four relative dating laws. These laws help us figure out how old rock layers are and how old things found in rock layers are. Please make sure you remember these laws. And that's it for this video. Bye.